Hello, 8th graders. Ms. Richardson here. I just wanted to show you some example problems on how to solve equations with variables on both sides of the equation. So I thought I'd just share my screen with you, but I guess I didn't. So let's look at the steps in solving problems that have variables on both sides of the equal sign. So number one, if applicable, you use the distributive property. Step number two, you're going to combine like terms. Step number three, you're going to get the variables on one side of the equal sign. Step four, you're going to undo subtraction or addition. And then the last thing you'll do is undo multiplication and division. Finally, you will check your answers by plugging your solution back into the equation. Okay. All right, so let's look at a couple problems here. In order to solve variables with in order to solve an equation with variables on the side, you need to get all the variables on one side of the equal sign. It does not matter which variable you move. Try to move the one that will keep your variables positive. So this is the first example we're going to look at together. All right, so I have an X on both sides of the equal sign. First thing I'm going to do is kind of draw this line, and this reminds me that I can combine like terms on one side of the equal sign, but I cannot combine like terms across an equal sign. So I see a 3x and a 4x. I am not allowed to add those and get 7x because they're on opposite sides of the equal sign. So I'm going to get my x's together. So just for consistency, one good thing to do is always move the smaller variable. So which variable is smaller, 3x or 4x? It says 3x is, how do you cancel out a positive term? How do you cancel out a positive term? Well, you subtract it. So we want to move this whole term to the right side of the equal sign. So we're not dividing, we're not breaking it apart, right? We're moving the whole thing. So to get rid of a positive 3x, we're going to subtract 3x from both sides of the equal sign. And remember, everything you write on equations, you write twice. So 3x minus 3x is 0. So I bring down my 2. I bring down my equal sign. 4x minus 3x is 1x. 1x times x, or 1 times x is just x. And now my variable's on the right side. I want it by itself. So I'm going to get rid of minus 1. So the opposite of subtracting 1 is adding 1. So now my answer or my solution is 3 is equal to x. So if I want to check it, I'm going to plug 3 back in for x. I'm going to say, okay, well, 3 times 3 plus 2 is equal to 4 times 3 minus 1. Well, 3 times 3 is 9 plus 2 is 11. And then 3 times 4, wait, what'd I do? Oh yeah, that's 11 also. Okay, so once you get an answer and is correct, 11 does in fact equal 11, so then you know you have the right answer. So that is the final answer. All right, so they're going to do it, they're going to show you the same way. First thing, you're going to draw your fence. You're going to subtract 3x from both sides. Simplify that, add 1 to both sides, and then finally we get an answer 3 is equal to x. Then we're going to check our answer by plugging in 3 for x, and we find out that that is true. Okay. All right, now let's look at number 2. So first thing I'm going to do is draw my line to separate both sides of my equal sign. I cannot combine like terms across this line. So I'm going to move my smaller x, or this time it's a y actually. So which y is smaller? I'm going to move my negative 3y. How do I get rid of a negative term? I add it. So I'm going to add 3y to both sides. So at 8y plus 3y is 11y. Bring everything else down. I don't know why it's making that long line. Negative 3y plus 3y is 0. And then I bring down my 2. All right, I want y by itself, so I'm going to cancel out minus 9. So the opposite of subtracting 9, I'm going to add 9 to both sides. And then my negative 9 plus 9 is 0. So 11y is equal to 9 plus 2 is 11. Now how do you get rid of times 11? I'm going to divide both sides by 11, so y is equal to 1. And then finally, I'm going to plug in 1 for y to check my answer. Plus 2, so 8 times 1 is 8 minus 9. Negative 3 times 1 is negative 3 plus 2. So this is going to give me an answer of negative 1 is equal to negative 1. And that's the answer. I don't know what's going on with all those crazy lines. Y'all just have to ignore it. All right, let's see if we got it right. Draw the fence. Add 3y to both sides. We did that. Simplify. Add 9 to both sides. Did that. Simplify. Divide both sides by 11. Yes. And we got y equals 1. And then finally, we'll check our answer. And we know that that was correct. All right, what about this one? Well, this time I don't have x's on both sides of the equal sign. I do need to combine my x's though. So I'm going to combine 7x and negative 3x. Those are together on one side of the equal sign. So I'm allowed to combine like terms this time. So 7x minus 3x is 4x. And then I want x by itself. Right now it's being multiplied by 4. So I'm going to divide both sides by 4. And x is equal to 4 divided by 4 is 1. Alrighty. Divide by 4 and x equals 1. And then we're going to check our answer. 7 minus 3 is, in fact, 4. All right, so now we do have some same signs on the same side of the equal sign. So we're going to combine our like terms first on the same side of the equal sign, not across the equal sign. So 1x minus 8x, 1 minus 8 is negative 7. I'm saying x, but it's a v. And then I bring down my plus 7. I bring down my equal sign, 12 minus 6v. All right, so the smaller variable is negative 7. Negative 7 is smaller than negative 6. So I'm going to add 7v to both sides, get my v's together. So I'm getting rid of this one. Negative 7 plus 7 is gone. I bring down my 7. I bring down my equal sign, 12. And then what's negative 6v plus 7v? That is positive 1v. Well, 1 times v is v. So now how do I get rid of this positive term right here? Positive term, I got to get it to 0. So that means I would subtract 12 from both sides. That's gone. So v is equal to negative 4. Negative 4. I'm going to plug in negative 4 to check. Ooh, don't forget those. When it's negative numbers, make sure you get those parentheses. All right, so negative 8 times negative 4 is positive 32. Plus 32 is equal to 12. And then negative 6 times negative 4 is positive 24. So what would this be? 39 minus 4 is 39 minus 4 is 35. 7, 8, 9. Uh-oh, did I mess up? What'd I do? What'd I do? Oh, it's 5, you guys. I'm so sorry. It's 5. It's not 4. It's 5. I was like, wait, that isn't equal. It's supposed to equal. So anyway, when I went to check it, I realized my answer was wrong. Imagine that. So then I'd have negative 5 plus 7 plus 40 is equal to 12 plus 30. So this is going to be 42 is equal to 42. All right, see, that's the important step of checking our answers. So in my brain, I subtracted 7 from 12 and got 4, but it's actually 5. So very important step to check our answer. So V is equal to negative 5. Oh, it didn't show us that example, but anyway, that was correct. All right, so I could work some more problems for you if you need me to. So just let me know if you need me to work out a few more problems. But today you guys are going to practice solving equations with variables on both sides of the equal sign. I'm gonna keep clicking through here for a second to see if there's any more that are a little difficult. Not really. There's none that use the distributive property. I was looking for that. But anyway, so now you guys have some problems to work out. I want you to work those out. When you let me know you've done half the problems at least, I will send you my answer key and you can check your answers. Make sure you can do it right. Okay? All right, you guys, I will catch you later.